Hello students, this is Abdelkader Ouda. Welcome to ES 1036 video series. In this video we'll continue our discussion on arrays and we'll be discussing how we use arrays in the class aggregation relationship. Let's get started. Consider this UML class diagram. We have here in this diagram two classes. Course class maintains information about the course number, course title, and an instructor name of the course. The constructor of the class accepts two arguments, NO to initialize the number and title to initialize the title field. And we have another method set instructor to accept a string to initialize the instructor name. And we have two string method in order to display the information of this, the instance of this class. And the other class, students, maintains information about the student number, first name, last name, total courses of type int. And we have here something you see for the first time. We have an array, and this array of type course. It's not primitive data type, it's class type. So we have here an array of objects, each element of this array of type course. And this array name is called courses. And we have another field here, courses enrollment of type int. The constructor of this class accepts these arguments, NO in order to initialize the number of the course, fname to initialize the first name of the student, lname to initialize the last name, and tcourses in order to initialize this constant fields. We call it here total courses. And then we have another method, add course, accept. Notice here this argument, it's not again primitive type, it's an argument of type course. Take an instance of the class course and assign it to one of the elements of this array. And then we have toString method in order to print out the information of this class or the instance of this class. The question said that write two Java classes to represent this diagram, then write one more class named registration to represent the main program. The constructor of the student class sets the given values for the field number, first name, last name, and total courses. The total courses the student can take. The field course enrollment holds the actual number of courses the student is taking. The constructor initializes this field by 0. The constructor also creates the array courses. So we're going to create or define this array in the constructor of this class. The constructor of the course class sets values for the fields number and title and initializes the instructor field by an empty string. The registration class should create one object of type student and two objects of type courses to be stored in the courses array. So we need one instance of this class and two instances of the course class. These two instances are going to be stored in this array. Then this array going to have here many instances of this class. The question also gives us this table to provide us with the data that we need to populate the instance of this class or the student class. So we have here the value for the number, the value for the first name and last name, and then we need to set this constant field by the 7. And then we have here these two columns to give us the data that we need to store for each instance of the class course. So we're going to set the number and the title based on this information. One instance are going to be stored in the first element of the array, and then other instance of the same class will be stored in the second element of the same array. The registration class should then print out the value of this student object. The toString methods of the student and course classes need to be implemented so that the output of this print should be as follows. So we need to implement this toString for the students and this toString for the course, so that at the end we need to print this format when we try to print the object of type students. So it looks like here, look at this information here, we have student number, student name, this information from the instance of the class students, and we have here the course number and the course title. This information stored in the object of type course. So what we can see here, that the toString of the class course need to print this information, the course number and the course title. So we need to implement this method just to print the course title, the course number, followed by colon, and then the course title. The other information will be printed through this toString to print the student number, student name, and then the string course enrollments. And then we're going to write here number 1, then call the toString for the course, and then number 2, and then have another call to that other toString for the other instance. Good. So let us now show you how we're going to implement these two classes and how we're going to define an array of type other class. Alright, so we have here the definition or the UML for the class course. I created this class, and we can see here we have 3 fields, one for the number, title, and the instructor. And we have here the constructor to be implemented. So here I need to use NO to initialize the number based on the question requirement. So we need to write here the number and initialize it by NO. And then we need to use the title, this title, in order to initialize my local title variable. So as we said before, we recommend when we have the same name, use the keyword this to refer to the local variable. So I need here to initialize title to my local defined variable title. And the question asks us to initialize the instructor name by an empty string. And this is here the empty string. Alright, so now I have the constructor for the class course, and then I need to complete this method to set an instructor. I need to use that argument in order to initialize the instructor. So the value for the instructor here, it's not empty string, we're going to use the value for the argument. So in order to reformat your code, I simply pressed Control Alt L. This is going to reformat the lines I have it here in my code. Good. So now we need to complete the toString methods. Again, what we need to print the course number followed by a colon, space, and then the course title. So simply I need to return this string. So I'm going to return the course number followed by colon and space, and then also followed or concatenated by the course title. And I believe this is simply the requirement for the toString. So for every instance of this object, we're going to print the course number, colon, space, and then the course title. So this is ends our implementation for this course. It's just straightforward, and I believe all of you now know how to do this. You practice this in other lab activities. Good. So now we need to move to the class students, and we need to implement the class student.